guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's recap and review Real Housewives of Miami. This is season 6, and I want to say episode 16, but if I'm wrong, the description bar would be correct. But let's get into it. Y'all already know we gon' get it a little spicy, just a little bit. And let's talk about Larsa and Marcus. So if you haven't seen my last video, the drama video, please check it out. But I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. So on Super Bowl Sunday, people noticed that Larsa and Marcus, mainly Larsa, was no longer following Marcus, and that both of their Instagrams were scrubbed clean of each other, as well as Larsa was on her Insta story asking people, should her friends unfollow her ex. She said, should friends unfollow exes? And then on top of that, Marcus posted a picture with him and his daddy. So everybody pretty much was like, okay, they done. You know, he back with his daddy. Maybe the daddy said, you leave that lady alone, you get access to the funds again, or something. Or if you keep messing with that lady, you getting written out of my will. I don't know. But we all thought they were pretty much done. Well, shouts out to Bravo Snark side. They decided to take some screenshots from TMZ to let us know that Larsa and Marcus were seen together at a florist on Valentine's Day. And it's pictures of them together. I don't know if he buying her flowers or they buying flowers for somebody. But what is this? What is it? Now, I'm going to be completely honest, y'all. In the beginning, like I said on the drama video, I felt like this was a PR move, which is a really big PR move. Okay, everyone knows the rivalry and the beef between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. I didn't really know about it like that until I did some research, but it seems like it's been going on for a while, especially back in the Chicago Bulls days. I thought that's what they was doing, trying to get back at their, prospective families. But I actually think they like each other, genuinely like each other. And I don't know, I don't think this relationship could have any longevity in real life, if you get what I mean. I don't think that I could see them being together for 10 years or actually getting married, but I could see them dating on the drama video. Like I said, I could see them dating for at least 2 to 3 years. I was actually surprised that they broke up at in 1 year. So maybe they are going to get back together. I don't know, but I really don't want to have Larsa's storyline next season be a will they, won't they. I don't want none of that. I don't like those type of storylines in books or in other medias like movies and TV shows. So let it go. Either get together or don't show that man on my TV screen no more with you, Larsa. Fix it. But let's get into this review. So the episode opens up and we're still in Mexico. So on this episode, they're actually celebrating Julia and Kiki's birthdays. I thought the day that they went down to Mexico was their birthdays, but I guess it was just it's their birthday trip. So they're celebrating Julia and Kiki's birthday, as well as they're going into the market to go buy souvenirs and gifts for their families. So we see Alexia talking to Todd on the phone. We see Nicole go to Lisa's room. So Nicole goes and visits Lisa. Lisa's on the phone with Jody talking about she emotionally paralyzed and drained. Jody is trying his best to be comforting by bringing up the fact that well, you just signed your divorce statement and that's a big deal. But what pisses me off, well, not even say, that's a strong word and that's not how I'm feeling. But what is confusing to me, I would say, is all this time I thought Lisa had signed everything. It was tired. She was signing the statement, the settlement, whatever she was signing. I thought that settlement was pretty much wrapping up everything. And they just probably needed to go down to the courthouse, get it signed in front of the judge. He stamped the approval or she stamped the approval. And they done with one another. But no, it seems like what Lisa signed was just a settlement on how Jody will help take care of the kids for lodging, where they will stay. Because Lisa goes on in her confessional to talk about they didn't sign, they haven't divided assets and they haven't, she said that later on, but we're going to talk about it now. They haven't divided assets and they haven't figured out like the parent agreement. I'm so confused because I thought that's what she was signing. And the fact that that's not what she's signing, but she was this emotional about it is even more confusing to me because I'm just like, Dick, like, what are y'all doing? What are you and this man doing at this point? Because I thought that's what you were signing, but that's not what you were signing. I'm confused. But Nicole goes and visits Lisa, and I think Nicole was the right person to get Lisa to like let her guard down and actually listen to reason, because Nicole even said like, you know, I know this has been like an emotional trip for you and we're all your friends, but I feel like you're constantly in fight mode, that now it's like it's spilling over to your friends. And Lisa was like, you could tell that she was really thinking that like, okay, maybe that is why things got so escalated between me and Kiki. And then I also like the fact that Nicole asked Lisa, like, what is your, like, who is and what is your support system? Because she wanted to tell that girl, because it can't be us all the time. It can't be Jody. It can't be Jody, and it can't be your kids. Are you in therapy? Because therapy is a good thing for you. So she brings up Lisa's brother, her mom. Nicole notes that Lisa doesn't have the best relationship with her father, but Lisa ends up letting us know that her mom is very traditional, that like her parents never got a divorce. They actually lived in the same house, but they always slept in separate rooms. And she ends up explaining that when she turned 16, Lisa left. Like, she went and she actually got a boyfriend. The boyfriend's family took her in. I think she said around 18. I guess they either broke up or she moved on. She met another guy and he took care of her. And she was like, every time she's broken up, she's gotten with somebody that takes care of her. And she said, I don't know, maybe, what's it called? She was like, I don't know, maybe it was like daddy issues or a daddy complex, where it's like these men protected me and made me feel protected, so I always went to them. So it's pretty interesting to note that Lisa has never really been on her own. Like, if we take out like 18, like let's say 21 and down, because you know you can't even drink until you're 21, but 21 and down, parents I feel like play a huge role in your life. And then like after that, it's like more of like an advisory role or a counseling role, because now you're actually moving into like adulthood. So it seems like in Elisa's adult life, she's always had a man take care of her. And to me, that makes me think that like that is why she's so self-absorbed and so self-centered, because she's always had a guy take care of her. It's always been about her, because she get with these men and they cater to her every whim. So I think that is something where it's kind of like, well, I am the princess. I am the center of attention. I get whatever I want. That I think it is hard for her to see outside of herself when she's not the center of attention. And I think you compound that with like, she's in this victim mode of fighting Lenny and being done wrong, that like, she can't see beyond herself. She can't see the saying, the forest from the trees, you know what I mean? And so it makes sense. It makes sense because she was like, I left the house, like she left at 16 because she wasn't comfortable in her own house. The boyfriend's family took her in, which is great because she's 16. She shouldn't be out on nobody's streets. Then she turns 18. I guess she gets a man, and then, she keeps going and stuff like that. And it's just like, that's crazy. And then Nicole even brings up about how like her own daddy issues play into it. Like she was like, my dad's trying, but I feel like I'm raising my father, and it has shaped the way that I move in my life as well. So I think Nicole again was the right person to talk to Lisa, because you could tell that Lisa, she felt safe to have a conversation with Nicole, but also I feel like the wheels were turning where like a light bulb kind of went off in her head. Find out that Gertie isn't feeling well and she's not joining the ladies going to the market. We see everybody pile into the lobby. We actually have a nice exchange between Lisa and Kiki, and everyone's kind of like, okay, the vibes aren't as bad. We might have a good day today, okay? And we find out that Nicole and Lisa are actually leaving to go back to Miami earlier than everybody else. I think Nicole has to go back for work, and I think Lisa has to go talk to her lawyers and do something with the courts. So we see the girls split into two groups. Lisa, Nicole, Julia, and Adriana are on one sprinter. And Julia and Nicole note that like, oh my God, Kiki was nice to you. She greeted you. How are you feeling? And Lisa is like, she gets a little upset because she's like, I don't want issues with anybody, but it just hurts my feelings that hearing that my friends are annoyed with me. Like, I want today to be a good day, but like, y'all are my friends. That's what we're supposed to be to each other. And I was like, yeah, but you're not supposed to be dogpiling and dumping on your friends every chance you get, bro. Like, every chance you get, it's every chance. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And then we see in the other car, which has Larsa, Kiki, Alexia, and Marisol, where they're just talking, and Kiki just says, I just want Lisa to be more considerate. And Alexia's like, girl, good luck with that. We've known her for years. Good luck with that. We know her for years, and she ain't never been considerate. And Marisol even talks about she getting a vow renewal with her husband. Mind you, he's a spiritual husband, so this is just an anniversary because ain't no real legal documentation. But I'm gonna let that lady have her own thing. But she pretty much lets us know that she told Lisa, like, oh, I'm going to get married in Scotland. And it was on the day of the Pride Festival. And Lisa was like, to who? And she's like, my husband, Steve. Like, Lisa acting like she didn't meet the man. So, yeah, like, Lisa is so, like, she's self-absorbed and self-centered. But Kiki is like, she don't want beef with Lisa either. And she kind of just was like, things got so heated that she said things that she probably shouldn't have said. But, like, she felt the way she felt. So they get to the market. They're all having a good time. They're trying to get hot sauce. You can tell Alexia really does like Gertie because she's been very considerate of her the whole time they're on their trip. She's buying hot sauce for her because she knows Gertie likes hot sauce. We have a moment where Kiki eats a cricket. I wasn't that, because I've done that before when I went to Mexico, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But Kiki talking about she fell in her throat. I was like, gag, bro, gag. And so then we see Lisa and Nicole looking for stuff so she can buy things for her daughter. And then Kiki and Lisa actually have a conversation and they talk. And I was happy that Kiki was like, okay, let's just talk about this because I don't really want beef with the lady. She takes off her shades because she was like, so we can have a sincere conversation. I said, I caught that shade, Kiki. And she just said, you know what, Lisa, we said things that we shouldn't have said to each other. But like, you know, when you did what you did, I was just trying to match your energy. And she was like, I'm sorry for that. And then Lisa, I was surprised, like the pigs were flying. She apologized as well and said, you know, I'm really sorry as well. Like, you know, I just think I'm just in this mode of always wanting to fight and fight and fight. And I'm fighting Lenny and then I start fighting y'all and that's not fair. And I'm sorry, you know, I didn't mean to say what I said about I can't fix your childhood trauma. I also cussed at you and that was messed up. And I was actually like genuinely surprised that it was like a real, like, it looked like it felt sincere apology from Lisa. And Kiki received it. And Kiki was like, you know, I'm actually really praying for your situation, Lisa. Like, I don't want you to go through this. And they actually hug. And that's what I want to see. I want to see people moving forward. The girls moving forward, you know? I mean, I don't even think I like the fact that Kiki also owned that, like, it was a misstep for what she said. But I think she also held true to, like, girl, I said what I said because you tried me. And I'm okay with that. They then, all leave the market and we see Lisa and Nicole get into a different car because they're heading to the airport, and we see Marisol buy a huge piñata because it is Julia and Kiki's birthday that she gonna fill with penises with dildos, but I think it was already filled with candy, so then they just had the dildos everywhere. It was crazy. Them and these vibrators and dildos, they be doing a lot. But everyone's in a better mood knowing that Kiki and Lisa pretty much squashed their issues. And I'm glad that they're moving forward. It's now nighttime and the ladies are getting ready to go to, I guess, some distillery or this actual restaurant where they sell Larsa's tequila. So I forgot that we were supposed to be talking about Larsa and this tequila. I think it's called Olelu or whatever. She got tequila. Her parents actually asked her like 10 years ago, I think it was her dad, did she want to do tequila because he had friends that worked in Mexico that had a distillery and they could start making tequila down there. And she wasn't really into it because she was more consumed with being a parent than actually working. But now she's like, I got time to blow. So she's been working on it for a while. She says she's invested over $800K into the business. So she really wants to make sure that it works. She wants to make sure that the ladies like it. We find out that Gertie's not going to be able to go. Julia calls her and now she's throwing up green stuff. Either way, this has not been a trip for Gertie. So she wasn't able to be a part of it. So they actually go to the restaurant. They're all about to try the tequila. Marisol said, that's not my game. That's not my style. So she actually goes to the bar to get something else. She was like, I don't like strong tequila, like strong liquor. And she's like, I know y'all gonna be like me, but yeah, I don't like the taste of it. You know, you got to mask it with a margarita. So she ends up ordering something else. But the lady seemed to actually like the tequila. I'm a tequila girl, so I would have loved to taste it. But she tasted it, and they all tasted. They said it's actually really good, and they actually like it. So then Larsa was like, I'm just so glad you guys could support me. You know, like, I work really hard. And so Alexia is like, we all work hard, Larsa. And she starts congratulating everyone around Larsa. Like, you know, congrats to Adriana and her music. Congrats to, you know, Kiki and Julia's birthday, you know, and many more. Like, Larsa wants an issue, but Alexia is not trying to give it to her. I'm actually surprised that Alexia is like rising above it. But I also agree with Alexia. Larsa keeps mentioning like how she's a hustler, but like at the end of the day, lady, y'all all started at the same. Y'all were all kept women and then had to learn how to keep yourselves. So y'all are all hustlers. So you trying to act like you're so above them is crazy to me when you were a housewife for like 20 something years and didn't have no type of income other than being the Kardashian sidekick. So let's chill, okay? Like, you up here, take it down a notch, Larsa. So they all go sit down. They bringing out the dildos. They doing a lot. But Larsa asked like a really good question. She said, let's all go around the table and tell each other like what, like a personality trait or what trait would you take from the person. Side note, I forgot to mention that Larsa ended up gifting the ladies her necklace. Like the logo necklace for their tequila. The bottle actually looked cool. It's like a O shaped. But I was like, really, girl? But it's a diamond necklace nonetheless. And so she ended up only getting 3 made and gave both one to Kiki, to Julia, and to Alexia because she was the hostess of the trip. But I was just like, Larsa, they just talked about how every time they're with you, it's always like a brand trip. And you gonna gift them a necklace of your logo? And it's just like an O with another O inside of it. I mean, it's kind of cute. Like, I don't think it's not, and the thing about it is like, it's not a distinctive brand. So I don't think anybody would know that it's Larsa's brand. Like, I feel like you could get away with wearing it and no one know that it's like a tequila brand and it still would look nice. But still, girl, like, okay, Larsa. So like I said, they're sitting down at the table and Larsa tells them to all, like, what type of trait would you take from somebody? You know what I mean? Like, which one? Alexia says Kiki's, like, energy, like, she's just so fun and lovable and she always wakes up a room. Then we get to Adriana. Adriana said, I can have anything. And she said, I take Marcus. And then she licks her, knowing that was going to piss Larsa off because Julia even asked Larsa, are you a jealous person when it comes to your man? And she was like, no, like, I think I'm jealous within reasons. Knowing we know that Larsa isn't because of the whole faux pas that they had happen in BravoCon where Marcus took pictures of Julia with his phone and Larsa has such an attitude about it, thinking that Julia won't Marcus when it's a whole lesbian. Well, bisexual woman, but on the lesbian side, you know? And so I just thought it was funny. So Adriana said that just to piss Larsa off. They then question Larsa about her relationship with Marcus. And Julia's like, okay, so how does his family feel? Like, does the dad think it's okay? Does the mom think it's okay? Larsa is deflecting. And she's like, well, you know, we posted a picture and the mom put 3 hearts under it. So I'm sure she's okay. Marisol and Alexia were trying to help Larsa out by saying, well, like, mom's approval is way more, like, it trumps the dad's approval. But it's like, not in this case when the daddy is Michael Jordan. We want to know how she feels, like how he feeling, I mean. And so Julia circles the question back around. Kiki's like, oh my God, girl, let it go. Let it go. We know that man not happy about this. And Julia's like, but what about the dad? Like, is he okay with it? And Larsa is just kind of like, I haven't really talked to him about it, but everything seems to be okay. I said, girl, let it go. But it ends there, and they actually end up leaving Mexico the next day, and we back in Miami. We're back in Miami. We get this really nice scene of Frankie and Alexia going to the Demoya Foundation. She says that they still been working with them. And I like the president of the Demoya Foundation because she's giving Alexia harsh truths because, they were trying to see if Frankie would get into an Uber. Like, he needs to start taking care of himself. And Alexia talks about how she told Peter about the decision to put Frankie in an Uber, and Peter copped the attitude and even got mad at Alexia for wanting to put him in a car by himself. And I love how the president pretty much said, like, okay, let's not start so big, but what about him? He needs to be able to stay at home by himself, And Alexia kind of made a face like, girl, I don't know about that. And the truth is like I think Frankie is like 26 or 25. Even though he is disabled, that doesn't mean he can't live by himself. That doesn't mean that you can't set precautions where he can live by himself and you guys still take care of him and make sure he's okay. But at the end of the day, he is an adult and he needs to be able to live by himself, because if y'all are not here anymore, he has to be able to take care of himself, or you have to make sure you set him in the right directions to have people watch over him. But either way, he's still an adult and needs to learn how to take care of himself. So I'm glad that she's continuing to work with the Demoya Foundation. I hope she continues so Frankie keeps improving. We even see a flashback with the doctor and Frankie's recall is getting better, which I think is wonderful, and that's a great sign. We also find out that that the apartment that they saw, that one where Frankie was like, it's little, I don't know about this. They actually went with it because they were running out of time. I know they're going to get in Alexia's at the reunion about this whole situation, because it is fishy. Why are y'all moving, and why did Todd give you such a small window to move into a house? What's going on, sis? But they moved into the house, and now her and Frankie, because she tripped up and tried to say, well, I have to. And then she's like, Frankie has to. But no, girl, you and Frankie got to get used to living in this smaller apartment compared to the beautiful penthouse with that elevated garage that y'all are used to. But again, I hope she continues to work with the foundation. We then see Lisa with Jody, and we find out that Jody and Lisa, well, pretty much the house that Lenny said, okay, I'm fine with building this house, is actually a floor plan that Jody created. I said, it's too much intertwining with this girl. You better hope you're not getting scammed and you not marrying Lenny 2.0. Okay. But pretty much Jody, before the panorama happened, the pandemic, he was building a house, but a lot of things slowed down and even stopped during the pandemic. So Jody had made floor plans. Well, they were on a website, I guess, where builders or landscapers or architects put their designs online so people can either purchase them in order to have them start building, or you can pay them to design things. But Lenny actually picked a floor plan on that website that Jody and the architecture designed together, and that is the house that they're going to build for Lisa and her kids. I think it's crazy because there's no way I would trust Lenny to get a house built. He be reneging all the time. I would get scared he would renege this when we 4 months into the project. But the floor plan actually looks nice. It's like a 3-level house, nice pool, nice everything. It's going to be 6 bedrooms, I think 4 or 5 baths. So I don't know, things seem to be coming together. But Jody ends up telling her that girl, we need more happiness going on. Basically, he telling Lisa, girl, I'm sick of you crying over there, man. You need to move on or move out. And Lisa is pretty much worried that maybe she married, she's in love with Jody, but she's hoping that Jody isn't a Lenny 2.0. I say, girl, I don't know. Honestly, you probably would be a better judge of character if you were single for at least 2 years and going to therapy. But you can't seem to do that because you don't know how to be on your own. So I don't know. You might be marrying Lenny 2.0. Let's pray to God you're not. We then get this really cute scene with Nicole meeting her daddy's hoochie mama. So Nicole finally meets her dad's girlfriend. The girlfriend is scared to meet Nicole because she wants to impress Nicole. Nicole looking like she is the granddaughter, the Don, just sitting there, sit back, looking good, drinking wine. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for her dad and her dad's girlfriend to come up. Mind you, Them lips is big as I don't know what, and she need to stop feeling them. It's giving. She looks so much younger than Nicole, even though they're the same age. The girl is 38, Nicole's 38, but you can tell that the level of maturity ain't there for that lady right there. It's just like I was like, Nicole, she looks like she's like in her 20s. I mean, she got good work in the facial area. That body is giving Dr. Miami, because that BBL is BBLing, but pretty much her daddy was her daddy. Okay, he's slick at the mouth. He trying to get the girlfriend pregnant. She not really ready to get pregnant, but she letting Nicole know, your daddy be tracking my periods. I said, girl, that's TMI and too much information. And he pretty much said, if she not gonna give me a baby, I'll find somebody else too. And they both looked at him like, excuse me, sir. And he said, what? Eating his chips and guac. I said, I can't. Your daddy is too much. But they came to a cute little resolution. They all was like hugging on each other and said, yay, the family. Nicole in her confessional talk about she don't understand what a 38-year-old will want with a 72-year-old. Your daddy got some money somewhere, and that's what she want. But low-key, she might be trying to get close to your daddy to get close to you, because you and your man got money to blow. It seems, okay? But I said, okay. I thought it was funny when production asked Nicole, like, what if y'all both get pregnant at the same time and y'all share a delivery room? And Nicole said, skirt. I would have a private room. Honestly, I would buy the whole floor before she have a baby near me. I said, girl, say it. Say it. You got the money to do it, so do it, girl. So then we get this cute scene with Julia and Alexia. Their friendship actually seems genuine, which I'm actually very surprised. We see a scene of them making jams and jellies when Alexia went over to that lady's house in overalls with no bra on and no top. And they, I guess Julia said when she was a kid, she had to collect raspberries, and she would give them to her grandma to make raspberry jam. Alexia did it with guava, so they made guava jam together, and they actually presented it to this guy who owns a petting zoo. So they're there together. They're just really enjoying each other, and like Alexia said, when things are good or genuine, you can have an organic relationship. And it seems like their relationship is really genuine. And again, I'm surprised because I never thought it would ever happen. But while they're there, Adriana calls to let them know, like, girl, did you hear the tea about Michael Jordan and Larsa? So they on the phone, girl. And everyone's like, who didn't hear it? So I remember when this happened, but it looked like Michael Jordan was like leaving a restaurant or going somewhere. And the paparazzi asked him, how do you feel about Larsa and Michael being together? And he pretty much was like, no, I don't like it. I think they asked him, do you like it, or are you okay with it? And he said, no, I don't like it. You got Julia, Gertie, Adriana, and Alexia. Alexia and Julia got on their readers, on their glasses, looking at their phones, like reading the article. Gertie is dying laughing, and then Adriana's reading it. I think it's crazy they had all of Larsa's ops read all of Larsa's ops read out her article, and I was like, that's wild, bro. That is wild. That is shady. But clearly Michael Jordan is not happy. And we find out that Adriana is on her way to go play pickleball with Larsa. So she was like, girl, I'm going to ask her to her face. So if Larsa, Kiki, and Adriana playing pickleball, the girls are having a good time and looking cute, and then they get down to the nitty gritty. Adriana and Kiki is like, girl, what's up with you and Michael? Because he denying that he's approving of this relationship, and you saying it's okay. But before they got into that, Larsa was trying to tell them how, Marcus said, I'm happy that I think he said you're a great mother and a great wife. Like he gave her like a gift or something, and they said wife. And then that's how they got into the conversation about Michael Jordan. And they were like, did you see the video, Larsa? And you could tell that Larsa was feeling uncomfortable when they brought this conversation up, because she got real tense. And then you got Kiki on the phone like this, like trying to look at the video, and Adriana's like, I can't see it. And they flipped it. They was like, flip it this way. Flip it. I said, y'all are horrible friends, playing in that lady face like that. And I was weak. And so they look at it and they were like, girl, what's going on? Like, did you talk to Marcus about this? Did y'all have a conversation? And she ends up saying that, like, he was joking. He was joking. I said, girl, that man was not joking. He was joking. Like, he laughed when he said it. He was joking. Just because someone laughs does not mean they were joking. or thought it was funny. They don't, girl. And so Larsa's like, no, we're good. You know, I talked to Marcus about it, and Marcus was like, it wasn't that deep. It was just a joke. But you can tell that Larsa is mortified and she's embarrassed, and she doesn't like the fact that the girls are questioning her. She was like, we're out here to play pickleball and have a good time, and y'all are my friends. Why do I feel like y'all are judging me? And Kiki and Adriana are just kind of like, well, girl, what's tea? You got Kiki in the confessional laughing because the production asked Kiki, so what do you think about what Michael Jordan said? And she was like, no comment. And then Adriana ended up saying, like, I think Larsa thinks that if she like puts on the Kim Kardashian face and tells us, like, voice and tells us that everything's okay, we're gonna believe it. But the truth of the matter is that man don't see it for you, girl. And that's true tea. That's true tea. But again, Marcus and Larsa were seen together. I think I just saw on TMZ she got like a big ring on her finger. I don't know if the man proposed or not. I don't think he did. It was probably like I'm sorry gift to her. But either way, they got something going on. And they back together. I don't know if they back together or not, but it seemed like something is afoot. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic, and definitely hop down in them comments below and let me know your thoughts on this episode. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.